Next up at UFC 292, we have the main event of the evening. We have Aljamain Sterling defending his belt in a pretty quick turnaround against Sean O'Malley. Aljamain Sterling, 23-3 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, riding a 9-fight win streak with 4 title fights. He's taking on Sean O'Malley, 16-1, 4-0-1 in his last 5, coming off the very close win over Petr Yan. And just a little bit of a backstory here, just a reminder for people who didn't know or didn't remember, Aljamain Sterling didn't want this fight on this date. He beat Henry Cejudo, he defended his belt, and he said, give me a break, I'm fighting too much, I want some time off, I don't want to be fighting right now. And you think Sean wins, then you wore the clown hair, like kind of making fun of him. That's rough. Anyway, Aljamain Sterling didn't want this fight. He said he wanted the break. He said he had a bunch of little injuries. He wants to heal up, and he wanted to do it later in the year. UFC basically said, for some reason, even though you've done everything we want you to do, we don't like you, and you're going to take this fight anyway because we want Sean O'Malley to headline Boston. And that's what happened. So Aljamain Sterling stepped up, did, what he was supposed to do for the company, and just a little personal opinion there. What sucks is this is the type of shit that in like 5 years, maybe he's having a contract dispute, stuff like that, the UFC is going to forget all about. They're going to forget the time that Aljamain Sterling defended his belt when he didn't want to, or lost his belt when he fought somebody on a date he didn't want to fight. So all of those circumstances always stuck when the UFC bullies people into doing shit. Anyway, all of that aside, we've got Aljamain Sterling, the current champion. He just beat Olympic gold medalist Henry Cejudo, who was coming off a 2-year break. He just beat him to defend the belt. And he's a backpack wrestler. He does have some striking. He's developed his own style where he's using kicks really well. He manages range really well. And then he'll work in takedowns. And what he does a really nice job of is when he gets the takedowns, he'll climb on your back. He'll hang. He'll squeeze. He'll do all of those things. You're not going to shake him. He'll work towards a submission. If it's there, he'll certainly grab it. But his focus is on control. Just control, control, control. I got the takedown, and that's why they call it backpack, right? You're going to wear him like a backpack. He's taking on Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley is a very good striker with pinpoint laser accuracy in both his hands and his feet. He's got some power. He's putting people away. He's super fast and very, very accurate. The accuracy is the most important part there because that's how he's knocking these people out. It's just whamp. And they'd have no idea where it came from, and it landed exactly where he wanted it to. Before his last fight, his durability was questioned. His toughness was questioned a little bit because he fought Chito Vera. Chito crashed his legs a little, and then he, fell down and said his leg was numb or his ankle was numb, and that was the end of that. But in his last fight, where he fought Petr Yan, that was a war. That was a straight-up back-and-forth war. That fight was so much closer than anybody thought. I thought Petr was going to run through him. I actually do think Petr won that fight on the judges' scorecard. But regardless of how you scored it, I think everybody recognizes, oh, okay, Sean O'Malley's legit tough. Like, he's not a quitter. He's not going to, just fold if there's pressure because he fought the second best guy in the division and went toe-to-toe to him for 3 full rounds. All of that being said, I think Aljamain Sterling wins this fight. I think Aljamain can stay safe, avoid, that accuracy, avoid that power, and then just start to grind, start to wrestle. If we go back to that Petr Yan fight, Sean O'Malley started the fade, and that was a 3-round fight. I imagine a 5-round fight is going to be much harder, much worse. Aljamain Sterling just took down an Olympic gold medalist 4 times. 4 times. He'll take down Sean O'Malley. I think Aljamain Sterling wins this fight. Jakey boy, what do you think?
Let me preface everything that I'm saying. And I did this on my quick pick video, and I like to do this because it really is going to take a turn here. But let me just say, I'm not an Aljo hater, and Angelo can attest to this. I was one of the only people that were picking him against Petr Yan in the first fight. I stuck to my guns. When everyone was like, oh my God, how could you ever pick Aljo again in the second round? Petr Yan is going to steamroll Aljamain Sterling. I stuck to my gun and said no, because I saw the positions that he was able to get to, and he said he had a bad weight cut, and I believed him. And I said, listen, if he gets to those same positions, he will get the takedowns that he needs, and he will win this fight. And I got fucking destroyed for that. I mean, I think you remember that. I was getting destroyed all week. So I'm not an Aljo hater. I understand when he has a favorable matchup, when he can win a fight. So I just want to get that out there, because what I'm about to say next is not going to be good for Aljamain Sterling. Let me say this right now. This is a stat that I brought up, and it's a stat that people are going to scoff at and this and that. But in his last 8 fights, and I'm not going to include the TJ stats, he was 5 for 8 on takedowns against TJ. TJ had one arm from the get-go, and even with one arm, this guy was able to get back to his feet. The thought that there is this narrative out here that Aljamain Sterling is this overly dominant wrestler, overly dominant grappler, that when you get an octagon with Aljamain Sterling, he is going to take you down, he is going to get you on the ground, and he is going to submit you 100 out of 100 times. That's the way people talk about Aljamain Sterling. His last 8 fights, not including the TJ fight, he was 5 for 8 on takedowns there. His takedown line, did I send you this stat? Do you want to guess what this fucking stat is?
No, you did.
His takedowns are 9 for 78. Say that real fucking slow to yourselves. 9 for 78. That is 11% takedown accuracy. And a lot of people are going to be saying, yeah, but that he won all those fights. He did win all those fights. Barely. He barely won half of those fights. He comes into these fights and he struggles. He is not, and agree or disagree with me, he is not an open mat takedown guy. He is not shooting, he is not Marab diving at ankles with blast doubles and getting singles. He is walking people down with his striking pressure. He is getting them against the fence. He is then changing levels, and he is methodically working. And that worked great against Petr Yan. A nice high guard. Aljo can walk him down, change levels, get him against the fence, take him down. Against the Hobbit Henry Cejudo, he can walk down. There's no real danger in the striking, in the range. He can keep the range, walk him down, get those takedowns, and get him to the ground. Against one-arm TJ Dillashaw, he was able to walk him down because TJ literally has one arm. Against a guy like Sugar Sean O'Malley, who is going to be ready for the pressured striking of Aljo. And Aljo, I'm telling you right now, please watch his fights and the way that he pressures these fighters against the cage. It is hands low. It is sloppy. His defensive striking is absolutely terrible. And Sean is going to be there for the shot. He is going to hurt this guy worse than anyone has ever hurt him, except for Marlon Moraes when he got knocked out fucking cold. His defensive striking is terrible, especially when he is pressuring to get the takedown. He is going to come with the terrible defense, pressure, and the thing I want to mention the most, I mentioned in my quick pick video, is Tim Welsh. Tim Welsh does not get the credit he deserves for game planning for Sugar. If Sugar was not with Tim Welsh, he would be a nobody. He would be a wild guy doing his wild shit, and he would lose a lot of fights. Tim Welsh is the mastermind that keeps him honed, that keeps him patient, that has him looking for the shots, and he's already in Sugar's ear. Listen, the shot's going to be there, man. You're too fast. You're too accurate. When he is making those entries, you will find that shot. And Sugar is going to find that shot in the first round. Aljo is going to panic. He's going to gas, and he's going to get finished in the second round of this fight. The last thing I want to mention is because Aljo does not have open mat takedowns, one of his favorite things to do is catch kicks. When people kick, he will catch kicks, he will work trips and stuff off those kicks. When you are trying to catch kicks against somebody that is kicking like Sean, you are going to eat a fucking head kick. And you saw Henry throw one up in the first or second round of that fight. Oh boy, he ate it. But if that's Sugar, you were getting knocked out. If you watch that Henry fight, there was probably 6 or 7 in the first 2 rounds shots that Henry lands or throws that if that's Sugar throwing those, if that's Sugar landing those, Aljo's getting put out. His offense or his defensive striking is terrible. He is going to get lit up. He's not this guy that just take down everyone he wants to. He has to put pressure with his strikes. It's not going to work. Sean is going to snipe this dude. He's going to put him out, and that's why he's the fucking lock of the week, and we're all getting paid Saturday night.
Yeah, I disagree. You do a great job spinning your little narrative, telling your little story. I
Yes
disagree.
or no? Does he have open mat takedowns?
No. I didn't let me finish. I do think Sean O'Malley is live, but I think Sean O'Malley is live for like 2 rounds max because he does slow down.
Aljo is the
Sterling
guy
does
that
not
always.
slow down.
Aljo is always the guy that slows down. Why is nobody talking about the fact that he's the one that wins early rounds and he's the one that gasses? He's the one that struggles to cut weight. He's saying this week, this is 99% sure that this is my last fight at 135 because I fucking hate cutting this weight. I can't stand cutting this weight. If you listen to him on Friday, you're gonna be he does like this and he can. I mean, this guy is the guy that slows down. Even when he's having success, he backpacked Jan for 2 rounds. He still slowed down.
He is going to be a monster compared to Sean O'Malley. And obviously, Sean O'Malley is such a good striker. Anything can happen. Obviously.
And Sean doesn't get the credit he deserves either for his grappling. I think he can survive on the Sean. Aljo isn't
I don't think Aljamain's going to submit.
He's not just submitting everyone.
I completely agree. No, I completely
There's so many people that are like, oh, easy takedown. He's going to get submitted first round finish. You better fucking hope he gets that first takedown.
I have no money on this because I don't trust it. He doesn't even want to be in this fight. He literally doesn't want to fight on this Saturday. He doesn't want to. Said he didn't want to. And not to prove your point, but there's an asterisk next to all of those Aljamain Sterling wins. He beat Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medalist, who hadn't fought in 2 years. And a lot of people think he lost that fight. He beat Petr Yan. A lot of people think he lost that fight. He won the belt against Petr Yan when he faked an injury. Like there's an asterisk next to
lost. He was one-arm fighter. It still took him 2 rounds to finish this guy. TJ was literally getting up out of a full body triangle with 1 arm. Just like couldn't post at all. Was still got back to his feet.
No, so there's definitely, and that's why I did not bet on this fight. I just think Aljamain should be able to be much larger, come forward, lean on Sean, get Sean against the cage, ultimately take him down, slow down. The mistake Petr made is he got into a bar fight. Petr was just swinging wild, lost his technical striking. Aljamain will not do that. What?
I guarantee that if you asked anyone what you thought that Aljo's takedown percentage was in his last 8 fights, then you told them 11%. That's
not 11. It's 23. It's 11 once you remove one of the fights.
It's fucking 16% if you include TJ's last 8 fights, not his entire career. Still only 16%. This guy isn't getting takedowns as frequently as everyone thinks, man. And when he's not getting takedowns, he is not even half the fucking striker Sean is. Not even half.
I don't disagree with any of that. I still think he's just going to come forward, lean on Sean against the cage, work him to the ground, and just be. The problem is, if he gets a takedown, he's going to hold you there. And I know Sean O'Malley scrambles. He's got good grappling and all those things, but I think Aljamain could have some early success. Sean never been in a title fight, never been in a 5-round fight. This is when those things might matter. Or Sean's going to be who he is, laser pinpoint accuracy, focused, take his time, land those shots. And that Chris Motino win, bad luck. Like, I get he was doing everything he was supposed to do, but like,
he's just a durable guy. I mean, he's just fucking just landing every shot he could.
Flatlined in his next fight immediately.
Well, I mean, damage is going to add up, and that was also fucking Guido Canetti. That was the easiest lock of the week, literally of all time. I can't believe Chris Motino had that performance versus Sean O'Malley, and then was a favorite versus Guido Canetti. I could not believe that. But I will say this. The only thing that does worry me about Sean is him being hesitant on taking the shot. Meaning he's got it when the shot's there. Because Aljo, I promise, will give him an opportunity. And that's exactly right. And that's why I love Tim Welsh in the corner. Because Tim Welsh, if you watch the countdown and everything, he's already in his ear. You're going to have the shot. You're going to knock him out. You're going to knock him out. Because when that entry comes, because Aljo strikes to get to the level changes. When it comes, you have to fucking commit on that shot. And I hope that he commits. And if he commits, this is going to be a fun night for me. I'll fucking tell you that, man. Holy shit, is it going to be fun?
Listen, I'm glad I don't have money on it. I just want to enjoy this fight. I will say for DraftKings, this is probably a pick your side. If Aljamain wins, he'll score really, really well because there is going to be grappling. He's not going to win this fight striking. So there will be grappling. There will be control time. If Sean O'Malley wins, I don't see him winning a decision. It's going to win by finish. I
could easily see him win a decision, honestly. And that's what I'm not chasing finishes right now.
In the group chat with Josh, the styles are too different. One of them wins very dominantly. I don't see it going to a decision. That's what you said.
Well,
Now
I
you're
have a
like,
bet for that too, but I could see where Aljo is controlling kind of the wrestling in the first or 2 rounds, and I hope that's not the fact, but I could definitely see where it doesn't get the finish, and we've seen Aljo slow down, and then Sean, as you mentioned, he fought Chris Motino. It took him a while to finish him, and if Sean has a little pop out of his shots, and then he's just laying volume, I mean, this could turn into a decision fight. I don't think that's how it's going to happen, but it could. I don't think it's 100% going to be a finish, but that's the way I played it, and I hope it is, because I think he's going to fucking hurt this guy fucking early, man.
I don't necessarily think it's I think it probably goes to a decision. I just don't think Sean O'Malley wins a decision. But either way, this is a pick your side in DraftKings for sure, because whoever wins is going to score really, really well. I have to imagine that's how that's going to go down. Couple of super chats. $4.99 from Cloud LLC. Didn't bet your lock of the week. DFS is my favor. I just felt bad. $5 on 2K, really. Thank you very much, Cloud. Hold on, there's a whole bunch more.
We got him fired up.
20 from Funky. Funky says there's no way O'Malley's going to win. I wager $100 that your boy will look bad. How dare you, Jacob? How dare you pick him as lock of the week after the good run you had? He is fade of the week. Have my money ready. Jacob, you should have a bet openly bet and throw it right in the chat.
Oh, I'm going to put a $200 bet openly bet on there. I promise you that.
And then we'll post it and everybody can try to grab the other side. The best part, as I mentioned about Bet Openly, is it's Jacob's money. It's his actual. If you win that is his money. I am literally that dude in the Discord that ran his mouth. Tomorrow, I'm going to buy a salad sandwich. A place called Breadzilla. It's in the Colony. That place is good. Taking a picture of it. That guy bought me that salad sandwich. That's his $10. Then we have a $1.99 from Alan. He says, Aljo, gonna ride him like a baloney.
I wouldn't be surprised if Aljo didn't get one fucking takedown in this fight.
That's not how you spell baloney, by the way. Which is pretty funny. Bologna. It's in the song. And is that it for the...
What about, the Oscar Mayer Wiener song?
Na 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 na, Oscar Mayer Wiener.
I'm trying to remember too.
Na 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 na.
And then I want to be an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
I want to be an Oscar Mayer Wiener. Na na na, everybody wants to. Something like that. Anyway, this is fun.
Footwork. Key to this fight's footwork. Sean's very good at circling away, not being against the cage. He's going to surprise some people. Not me.
Well, guys, don't forget the Discord is 100% free. 100% free if you're a premium member. It unlocks certain channels. But for the most part, the Discord is 100% free. Thank you all. We're averaging over or about 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel a month. We have well over 2,000 premium members. We're well over 2.5 million views on the YouTube channel. Everything's incredible. Thank you all. That is all because of you.
Check out, by the way, too. I know that I gave away my Lock of the Week already, but please go watch the Lock of the Week video. I promise you, you're going to enjoy it.
The video is incredible. The video is a lot. It's great. It's a great video. I agree with you, Jakey boy. Hey guys, send the video to Sean O'Malley because that is definitely a retweetable, especially the part with him. The first part he probably doesn't give a fuck about. The part with him is definitely that's high quality shit. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners. Make a deposit, and I will send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. You're going to use the link. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to take some of that money. I'm going to give it right back to you. You can use that money to become a premium member. Premium membership is going to get you courses. We literally have courses outlined detailing how to walk through DraftKings, what the terms all mean, how much money you should spend, what type of contest you should enter that money in. We're going to give you the line movement tracker. This is a tool to help track line movement, as it says. We're going to give you detailed data, metrics, and analytics. And we're going to give you far more than just me and Jakey Boy. You're going to get me, Jakey Boy, Artem, the Pick Doctor, and then there's another crew that we are going to add as well with their insight and their information. A final super chat, $2 from Catfish Dilly, thanking Jacob for mentioning Sean O'Malley's coach. Thank you very much,
and
Catfish.
Fran. I love Tim
Thank you.
because they're best friends, and obviously Sean, you could tell he trusts him and will listen to him. But when it's time to be a coach, he's not a yes man. That's what I like about Tim. He will coach Sean when it's time to coach. In between rounds, he's making reads for him. And I think Catfish Daily too said in the Discord that Sean has talked about. It's like having two sets of eyes when I'm fighting. Like he sees stuff, and Sean has convinced the world that he is a lazy guy that doesn't really give a shit and doesn't work hard. He is a high IQ guy that works his fucking ass off, and he's going to prove that Saturday night.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad I don't have any money on it because I just want to be able to enjoy it, honestly, just enjoy the fight and be happy no matter what happens. Thanks for everything. WeOwnPicks.com. Website's down right now. GoDaddy's doing some server maintenance, but that'll be back up and running probably by the time you watch this. Do all the things, and we will see you later in the week for even more content.